Well, good afternoon there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is your ace cancer warrior, reporter, whatever you want to call me. It just doesn't matter at this point. With an update, and I know it's been a long time coming. I have no excuse other than just trying to walk out these challenging days in my life. But I am here, and I am in sunny, for a change, sunny Tijuana, Mexico. You know, in America, Canada's cold and Mexico is hot. Well, I'm here to tell you, I don't know about Canada, but Mexico is not, or at least has not been hot. Most of the days here have been in the 50s, low 60s, and rainy and cold. Today I'm looking out the window, I can see Mr. Sunshine, and we're supposed to be in 72. So I might actually be able to wear some of the shorts I packed, which is great because I packed more shorts than long pants. A couple of just brief housekeeping things coming up. One is I did find, I love hot sauce. And the type of hot sauce I like is the sauce that's not that hot, but has a good flavor to it. And I had to put my Cholula down because it had too much sugar. So when I was at the Mexican Walmart, I found this little gem. I don't know if they sell it in the States. I hope they do because I really do enjoy it. But I found out the label. I don't know if you can see that there. It's actually, I think it's backwards for you guys. That's really weird. Anyway, it's De La Viuda, which in Spanish is the Widowmaker. So yeah, I got it because it had an interesting picture of a woman, but that is apparently a widow. So please do not tell Barbara that I'm using the Widowmaker hot sauce. That might just complicate things in this situation. Anyway, so here we are. I'm going to give you an update, just to let you know where I'm at. And I'm beginning my 9th week here in Cancun. And the reason I've been here so long, I know it was only going to be 6 weeks, is because the therapy has been very effective. The therapy, and when I look down, by the way, I get my notes, I'm trying to stay focused. I'm doing is called low-dose chemo, or IPT, insulin potentiated therapy. And because it's low dose, you're literally giving it once per week. Well, I know what you're saying now. Well, why don't you just fly to Cancun once a week and do it? Well, you get the treatment once per week, but then you have about 3 or 4 days of other activities that take place during the week. So it's not that simple. So I'm literally in my little hotel here at the Dolly Suites. It's a nice place. Got a little kitchenette, big bed, and yeah. So unfortunately, good news. My daughter Joanna's going to be coming to see me next week. Woo! Excited. We're going to have some fun. She'll be able to practice all that Spanish she learned in high school. Looking forward to it. And anyway, so beginning my 9th week, and so far, just to give you an update regarding the cancer, 32% reduction in the tumors, and more importantly for me, the neuropathy is reduced. It was getting so bad where I was having a hard time eating, talking, I know, surprise, chewing, everything associated with my mouth. I was starting to go deaf in my left ear. I was having tingling sensations all down the left side of my face, shooting pain, headaches, just all sorts of crazy stuff that takes place as this tumor grows and begins to put pressure on nerves. So that's gone down significantly. Also, much easier time eating and swallowing. So I'm gaining weight again, which is great. I haven't weighed myself in a while, but I think I'm back up to a solid 150. So I want to get back up to my boxing weight. Kidding, never boxed. But I want to get back up to at least 175 by the time all this is said and done. Never want to go back to 230. Hopefully those days are done. But anyway, so we're doing that. I do have my port. This is a picture of my port in my chest. Now, they're only supposed to last for 6 to 8 weeks, but my doctor and the clinician here said I've been doing such a good job of taking care of it. I can continue to use it. So as long as I'm not having any problems, pains, infections, they're going to continue to use this temporary port. Now, what am I doing here? I'm doing what they call low-dose chemo, or IPT, insulated potentiated therapy. And the way it works is real simple. It's a multi-step process, but they use natural attacks and also this chemical attack, this chemo is a chemical, to defeat the cancer. And my week begins on Monday. I guess that's the same for all of us. With a big jug of turmeric, curcumin. And I get that because curcumin helps to break up the blood vessels that are supplying blood to the tumor. Then I get also a vitamin bag of vitamins, and that's about it. And then Tuesday comes, which is today, by the way. I go off to a small clinic, and we sit around in recliners and receive our low-dose chemo. And it's kind of funny. It makes us sleepy, so we're all sitting around in recliners, falling asleep. It's kind of like watching maybe the Patriots and the Arizona Cardinals in a Super Bowl, something like that. We're trying to talk to each other, but it's just not working. Now, the chemo goes in, which is great, but then, and this is the key to this low-dose chemo. You see, well, let me take a step back. Cancer loves sugar. And what they have you do is fast the day before, and then, once they're done administering the chemo, they give you insulin, which drives your sugar into the dirt. Mine lowest was 41. I mean, you literally are on the verge of passing out. What that does is it essentially causes the cancer cells to go into the starvation mode. They're like, help us, we're dying. Because they don't use oxygen like your regular cells. Your regular cells can take oxygen to keep you alive. And that's what they do normally. What a cancer cell does is it relies on sugar, fermentation process to live. Because there's no sugar or very limited sugar in the bloodstream, cancer cells are like wide open. Hey man, send us anything you've got. We need some sugar. So we trick them into lowering the blood sugar, getting them to open up their doors, and because of that, they just suck in this chemo along with sugar. Now, what it does is it makes the chemo more effective. Traditional chemo is about a 50-50 split with your good cells and your bad cells. In other words, your good cells are getting the chemo as well as the bad cells, the cancer. So you're killing off your good cells. Good cells like red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets, things that you need to go through this process. The IPT process is more of an 80-20 split. The cancer is killed at 80% versus 20% of your good cells. So it's much more effective, much more targeted. So that's the good news. And that's the IPT day. So that takes about 4 or 5 hours from there. Now, the nice thing is it's a cheat day for us on our diet. As you know, I'm on a very restricted diet, but on that day you have to have high carbs. They make you eat it before you leave because you can't have all that insulin floating around your blood because you could literally, I could walk out and pass out in an hour. So, we've had pastas, I've had some pizza. Today I think we're going with the big breakfast. I think I'm with some pancakes and some bacon and eggs. Now they're buckwheat pancakes, so we're not going crazy. But I'm going to get a Mexican omelet. So we'll see how that goes. But that's it. Wrap up, come home, go to bed, usually sleep pretty well that night. The next day is what they call the heckle. Now, the heckle, this thing is a beast. I know you've seen videos before of the pizza oven, which I did back in Cancun. And here's a picture of that, just to remind you. Well, this is the pizza oven times 1,000, and it's called the heckle. Now, I don't think it has to do with the English word heckle, like someone's heckling you, even though we joke about it that way. It's a machine out of Germany, and I've got some notes on it. You can go online and look it up. It's spelled heckle, Heckel, and its technical name is a water-filtered infrared irradiation whole-body hypothermia. Now, it by itself does not cure cancer or disease. But what it is, it's used in coordination with other known disease treatment techniques. So it acts as a potent sensitizer for radiation, chemo and immunotherapy, reoxygenation, and stimulation of anti-tumor immune response in the body. In other words, it helps your body generate an immune response to find and kill cancer. So this is great. The IPT is a bomb, nukes the cancer, and then this comes on board and just goes in there and nukes it as well. Okay? Now, what makes it very effective, it has, and I'm going to read from my notes, water filtration, over the lenses, which actually allows higher energy input and deeper penetration, because your skin normally filters out infrared. Well, they filter out the infrared in this water filtration system, and you look at the lamps, there's actually water in them, so that you're getting the higher energy waves right into your body. And you go in there and it feels great for about 5 or 10 minutes because it's nice and warm. But quickly, within 15-20 minutes, you're screaming for help. So you're in there for the first hour, and they get your temperature up. I think I got up to like 101, 102. But then they take the machine off of you and they wrap you up in what's called the burrito. And they wrap you up just like a big blanket. And you think this is great. It's going to get better. The temperature is going to go down. No, it's exactly the opposite. Your body has all that absorbed latent energy, all that heat built up, and now it starts going out. And as it goes out, it heats up your body. I got up to 103.1 or 2 was the highest I've gotten. And you are flipping miserable. And they monitor your blood pressure, EKG, your temperature, and they have to do it the most accurate way with the probe up your... And, so that's about another hour. So once you level out, and there's no more temperature increase for like 10-15 minutes, they finally say enough's enough. Unzip you for the burrito. You lay there probably for another 10-15 minutes just trying to get your breath. I mean, I literally look like and feel like 3-day-old roadkill on a Texas street. And there's a picture of it. Now, yes, I am wearing my underwear. Some people actually do it naked. The guy asked me when I go in there, he's like, do you want to do it naked? I said, do you want to be scarred for life? So no, I did wear my undies. But you're saturated with sweat when you're done, so those just got bagged up, and I put on my my sweats and did Mando Commando all the way back to the hotel. So that's the heckle. And I will tell you this, you feel miserable after it. Barbara can tell you I feel miserable after it because she's seen and experienced what it's like after I have the heckle. I just come home, I get to my little hotel room, I crash on the couch for about 4 or 5 hours, get up, grab something to eat. But every night, it's really weird, I go to bed feeling great, but then about 2, 3 in the morning, I wake up and I break a fever. And I believe that's part of the immune response of this machine. So that's the heckle. So that's Wednesday. Now Thursday comes, I get selenium, and I get vitamin C, and then Friday I get B17, and then some other therapies, hyperbaric chamber, and also what they call Indiba. And those are ones I've had before, talked about it before, but those are ones that are in addition. So anyway, so that's everything that's taking place here. I'm planning another 4 weeks, 4 IPTs, so the first one being today, so I'll have another 3 after that. Now, how are things working with the tumors? Well, it has been a reduction of about 33% tumor size. They check it every couple of weeks with ultrasound, so it's gone down 33%, which is great news. So hoping to see more and more of that take place. All of my blood work is positive. Whenever you've done chemo, and all my chemo commanders out there, cancer commanders know your blood work is key because they have to keep track of it. Things like your white blood cells and your platelets. Mine are doing great. They're rock solid, and I give a lot of credit to the diet that I've maintained for the last 2 years before I started doing this low-dose chemo. And you'll notice, too, because it's a low dose, I haven't lost any hair. I think it's turning it white, or maybe that's just because I can't find Just for Men out here in Mexico. But anyway, I had a beard for a little bit, but that had to go when Barbara came. And so everything's good. So I'm still here in Mexico. I have been passing my time. People, what are you doing passing your time? A lot of Bible study, a lot of doing my memory verse cards, and a lot of note taking. I am playing Catan with my wonderful sister-in-law and my son online. Any of you people who like to play Catan, shoot me a message. We'll set up a time and play. They have a TV in the room here, and it's a smart TV, so I guess I could watch it really whatever I wanted to, but it picks up San Diego stations. And it has like 6 channels. It's not like I don't know if they just don't want to pay for cable or what. But like 5 of the 6 are the crime scene channels. So I've been watching them a little bit too much, and I'm kind of getting afraid to go out at night. So, advice to you is don't watch the crime scene channels. But that's it. If you have any questions, just put it in the comment section. Appreciate all your prayers, love, support. Sorry there's been no jokes, no tales from the chamber. They don't let us take our phone in the chamber, and honestly, I just haven't. I need to get. I need to do it. I need to do it. I'm going to. You know what? Tomorrow we're going to do something with Tales from the Heckle. We are going to do something because I just can't let this tradition die. So, anyway, good talking to you. Hope you stayed through. Wow, that was 15 minutes. I'm going to go back and edit it, see if we can make it a little bit shorter. But, yeah, get them on with your life. Go. Just, you don't need to listen to me. I'm just an old man in Mexico. And,